The Queen became the longest reigning British monarch in 2015 as she surpassed the reign of her great-great-grandmother Victoria. But royal commentator Sarah Vine has insisted the monarch should hand the reins over to Prince Charles and enjoy retirement. Ms. Vine said, "She could just retire and hand over to Charles. She doesn't have to die to do that, does she? She could just say, 'I'm still Queen.' That's what I think would be the sensible thing. I think he would have the chance to establish himself under her watchful eye and we'll all get used to the idea. And when she very sadly does die, it will be a very sad event but it won't be a catastrophic headache." However, Charles knows his mother will not abdicate the throne early for him unless she feels her mind not working sharply. Speaking to GB News, royal expert Angela Levin said, "I think Charles knows. This is what she promised in her early 20s when she became the monarch and she's very religious. She asked God to help her and I don't think she'll want to cross that path. But I also imagine she's got a lot of common sense and if she's then ill or she feels that her mind is not working sharply as it still is, she might do something. She's given Prince Charles a lot of extra obligations to fulfill for her which is quite right and he's accepted them quite well as have other members of the royal family." Royal editor Robert Jobson recently explained how the Prince of Wales has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting the past few years as the Queen can't be expected to continue at the same pace. Speaking to Sky News, Mr. Jobson said, "He is certainly the longest-serving heir to the throne. I'm sure he will continue to do so if the Queen wants to continue in that role. I'm sure there is enough scope if she wanted to step aside for him to become Prince Regent and that she can enjoy her retirement like the Duke of Edinburgh has from the age of 96 if she wants to. But otherwise in the Prince of Wales transition over the past 10 to 15 years, he has been taking on more of the responsibilities of the Queen. He does most of the heavy lifting in terms of long-haul flights representing the Queen and is supported by Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge as well. I think there has been a transition and you can't expect Her Majesty to continue at the same pace as she has the last 86 years. In the other hand, Princess Diana tragically died in a car accident on August 31, 1997. The rest of the royal family were staying at Balmoral Castle with their father and other members of the royal family at the time. Prince Charles and the Princess of Wales had ended their relationship and finalized the marriage with divorce 1 year before in 1996. Despite the departure from one another, Charles made the decision to travel to Paris and escort Diana's body back to the UK using the plane belonging to the royal family. The decision, that was reportedly seen as controversial by many in the family, allegedly caused a rift between him and his mother the Queen. Her Majesty did not accept her son's request to go to Paris. Prince Charles went against his mother's wishes in a surprising and brave move, journalist Richard Kay, a friend of Princess Diana's, told Channel 5 in a royal family documentary. Richard Kay added, "Charles wanted to take the royal flight to Paris but the Queen wouldn't allow it. Charles fought harder for Diana than he had ever fought for her in her lifetime. Eventually Her Majesty backed down and Charles ended up going to Paris along with Princess Diana's sisters to bring her body home." The group, comprised of Prince Charles, Lady Sarah McCorquodale and Lady Jane Fellows, travelled to Pitié-Salpêtrière Hospital and brought her home the same evening of August 31, 1997. Funeral arrangements for the Princess of Wales were made swiftly after the coffin was brought back to the UK, draped with the Royal Standard flag at Charles' request. The funeral included a 1 hour and 47-minute funeral procession through the streets of London. Prince Charles, Prince Harry, 13, and Prince William, 15, walked behind Diana's hearse. Reflecting on the devastating moment, Prince Harry told, "My mother had just died, and I had to walk a long way behind her coffin, surrounded by thousands of people watching me while millions more did on television. I don't think any child should be asked to do that, under any circumstances. I don't think it would happen today.